Have you ever wondered why she suddenly changed? Yesterday, she laughed sweetly in front of you, as if the world belonged to the two of you. But today, her smile is cold, her eyes empty, her message is short, her voice sounds foreign. As if something is missing, as if there's a secret she's hiding. And the more painful part, you don't know why. No warning, no signs. No big argument. Just silence, distance, coldness. Until finally, you begin to question your own sanity. Did I do something wrong? Is there someone else? Or did she never really love me? This is the mystery that drives many men crazy. Because women don't always lose interest in a logical, clear, or open way. Sometimes it happens like lightning in the middle of the night, without warning, without an acceptable reason. And behind it all, there's a game rarely discussed. A dangerous game. A game that can destroy you if you don't see it early enough. Listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal here is not just theory. This is a dark secret she never told. Something hidden behind her smile, behind her sweet words, behind every "I'm fine" that turns out to be fake. Let's unpack it together. Imagine this. You're sitting with her in a cafe. Conversation flows, laughter is heard. But in her head, something is changing. Something you don't hear, don't see, but can feel. That day may still feel normal, but in reality, the clock has already started counting down. Why? Because women never really lose interest all at once. What actually happens is, she began losing interest long before you noticed. You were simply late in reading the signs, and here is the greatest tragedy for men. They are blind. They are busy chasing love, busy giving attention, busy proving themselves. Until finally, they don't realize they are walking straight into a trap. An emotional trap that slowly weakens them. Now, let's be honest. How many times have you asked yourself, why doesn't she reply to my messages with enthusiasm anymore? Why doesn't she look at me like she used to? Why, whenever I try to get closer, does she pull further away? It's not a coincidence. It's a sign that something has changed. And listen well, that change rarely has anything to do with you as a person. Often, it has to do with dynamics, with a hidden game being played between men and women. A game most men don't even know they're playing. Here's the first secret. A woman will suddenly lose interest when you stop being a challenge. Yes, it's that simple. When you become too predictable, give everything too quickly, get too busy satisfying every one of her needs. Right then, slowly, the flame of her attraction begins to die. Because for many women, attraction isn't just love. It's curiosity. It's uncertain energy. It's the feeling of, do I really have him or not yet? And when that question disappears, the attraction disappears too. Think about this. Have you ever felt that the more you chase, the more she retreats? The more you show boundless love, the more bored she seems. That's not coincidence. It's simple psychology. The easier something is to obtain, the faster its value fades. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should play games with women. But if you lose mystery, lose firmness, lose yourself in that relationship, she will feel it. She will see you as no longer the man who once captivated her. And without warning, she steps back. Here's the second secret. Sometimes she loses interest because you rely on her emotionally too much. You make her the center of your world. Every decision, every feeling, every happiness depends on her. At first, she may find that sweet, but slowly it becomes a burden. No woman wants to feel like the mother of her partner. No woman wants to be the sole emotional support for a man. When she feels that burden, her admiration fades. Her respect wanes. And when respect is gone, love dies. Have you ever felt her suddenly go cold after you opened up all your vulnerable sides? Not because she doesn't care, but because you handed over all your power so easily. And in her eyes, you were no longer the same man. Now, listen carefully to this third secret. There are times she loses interest not because you changed, but because she was never serious from the start. Yes, it hurts. For some women, the relationship is just a game, an experiment, a way to fill emptiness, or even a way to test how much control she can have over you. And when that game ends, she leaves, as if you never existed, as if all those sweet promises were illusions. That's why many men feel betrayed for no reason, because they never realized that from the beginning. They weren't the destination, just a stopover. Imagine how lethal this is. You thought you were building something real, but it turns out you were only a pawn in the cruel game she ran silently. Do you begin to see the pattern? This isn't about love suddenly disappearing. It's about power dynamics, about mystery, challenge, respect, and control. If you don't understand this game, you will keep being a victim. You will keep asking why women change, why relationships end, why love fades. When the answer is simple, you never really understood the secret behind that change. And remember this. The signs are always there. Only most men choose to close their eyes. They don't want to see because they're afraid of the truth. But the longer you close your eyes, the deeper you fall into the trap. Don't be blind. Don't be the next victim. There is something you must understand now. Women don't lose interest because of one small reason. It's never that simple. There's a pattern. There are layers. There's a game running behind the scenes, and this is where most men fail. They only see the surface, the missing smile, the late replies, the fading touch. They never realize the much stronger undercurrent, the current that pulls them into the abyss without their awareness. The fourth secret, she can lose interest when she senses your weakness, not with her eyes, but with her intuition. Women have radar, a radar sharper than you think. She can feel your insecurity even when you try to hide it. She can smell your fear of losing her, and the stronger that fear becomes, the faster she pulls away. Ironic, isn't it? You want her to stay, yet your energy pushes her away. It's like an invisible poison. The more you fear losing, the faster you lose. Remember this line. A woman does not love weakness. She respects strength. Not just physical strength, but strength of spirit, decisiveness, composure. If you crumble every time she tests you, if you panic every time she steps back, if you constantly beg for reassurance, in her eyes, you're no longer the man who once intrigued her. You're only a shadow of the man who once sparked her curiosity. Now, let's talk about the fifth secret. She can lose interest because you're too busy trying to be the perfect man. You fulfill all her wants. You say yes to every request. You sacrifice endlessly, hoping it's enough to make her stay. But here's the truth. The more you try to be perfect, the more fake you appear. She doesn't need a guardian angel. She needs a real man. A man who can say no. A man who has boundaries. A man who dares to challenge her when she's wrong. If you're only a mirror of her desires, she'll get bored. If you're only a robot following orders, she'll get disgusted. And at that point, she'll leave. I know this sounds cruel, but this is how the game works. Relationships aren't about who gives the most, but about balance. About push and pull. About masculine and feminine energy colliding at a point of fire. If one disappears, the fire dies. The sixth secret. This one is darker. Sometimes she loses interest not because you changed, but because there's another man who makes her feel more alive. Yes. It's bitter. But it's reality. She may not admit it. She may pretend to be busy, pretend to be tired, pretend to need time alone. But the truth is, there's someone shaking her world. Does that mean you're not good enough? Not always. But in her mind, curiosity about the new man is stronger than comfort with you. And that curiosity is her fuel. Fuel that often overpowers logic, promises, even love. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt her drastic change in behavior? Without a clear reason? That's not coincidence. It's not just mood. It's a sign. A sign her mind is no longer fully with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all women are like this. But enough of them are to break thousands of men's hearts every single day. And if you don't learn to read the signs, you'll be one of them. The seventh secret. A woman can lose interest when she feels she has fully conquered you. When there's no more mystery. When all your secrets are revealed. When all the surprises are gone. At that point, she begins to feel empty. And to fill that emptiness, she creates drama. She pulls away just to see if you'll chase her. She grows cold just to test your strength to endure. And if you fail, if you panic, beg, plead, she wins. But at the same time, she loses respect for you. Think carefully about that. Sometimes what makes her leave isn't hatred for you, but that you're too easy. No more challenge, no more tension to make her feel alive. This is what most men never understand. They think love is only about giving. But love is also about preserving self-value. About remaining a man with mystery, with strength, who cannot be completely controlled. Now, let's go deeper. There are moments when this change feels like lightning. She says nothing, yet the atmosphere shifts. You can feel it in the air. The way she looks at you is different. Her hugs are cold. Her words are short. At that moment, your instincts scream, something is wrong. And you're right. Something is wrong. Not just with the relationship, but with your position in it. You might think, so does that mean I must always pretend to be strong? That I can never be vulnerable? Not like that. You can be vulnerable. You can be honest. You can be open. But don't hand over all your power to her. Because when you do, you lose the masculinity that made her admire you in the first place. And here's the cruel climax of this game. Women aren't always conscious when they do this. Often, it happens subconsciously. They don't sit and plan, okay, I'll make him lose control. No, It's instinct. It's biological. It's something programmed deep within them. They test unconsciously. They pull away without clear reason. They create distance they can't even explain. And you, if you're not prepared, will be shattered. You'll get angry. You'll get frustrated. You'll question everything. But in the end, you must choose. Will you keep being a victim of this game? Or will you rise, read the signs earlier, and master the game before she masters you? Because the truth is simple but bitter. She never really lost interest just like that. She only lost respect. And when respect dies, love is buried with it. And now, here is the harshest truth. A truth that's hard to accept, but one you must face if you want to stop being a victim. She never truly loved you. She only loved the way you made her feel. She only loved the feeling of being admired. She only loved the feeling of being desired. She only loved the control she could have over you. When that control is gone, her interest dies too. When you stop making her feel alive, you become just a shadow, a dead thing, no longer useful. Bitter. Yes, but it's the reality few men dare to face. Imagine this. You gave everything. Love, attention, time, energy, money, your whole heart. But in the end, it wasn't enough. Why? Because that's not what makes her stay. That's not what makes her loyal. That's not what keeps the fire alive. The only thing that makes her stay is one thing: respect. And when you lose that, nothing can save you. That's why so many men are destroyed. They give everything, then get abandoned without explanation. They become empty, depressed, even lose their direction in life. All because they never knew this game from the beginning. Now, you know. And you only have two choices. First, you can stay a victim. Keep closing your eyes. Keep hoping one day women will change, will be more honest, will be fairer. But believe me, that's just an illusion. You will keep getting hurt again and again. Or second, you can rise. You can learn to read the signs early. You can preserve your self-worth, your mystery, your strength. You can stop begging for love and start demanding respect. Because here's the truth. Love without respect means nothing. And respect only appears when you stand as a true man. A man who cannot be controlled. A man who doesn't easily waver. A man who knows his own value. Now let me ask you, which will you choose? To remain the victim or to take back your power? The choice is yours. But remember, time doesn't wait. Every second you waste is an opportunity for someone else to take your place. Every weakness you show is poison that kills your relationship. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until everything is destroyed. Rise now. Take back control. Be the man who is not only loved, but respected. Because only the man who is respected never loses the woman in his life.